Oh yeah, it's going down tonight. Oh yeah, I gotta get everybody up in here. But y'all see what the topic is? Hashtag BMS movement. Breaking news. The Black Men Silence movement reported by OB Productions LLC. Hell yeah. It's going down. Let me go ahead and wait till I get a couple more people up in here. Don't tell me it froze. Did it freeze? No, it ain't froze. All right, all right. What we're gonna be doing, how I'm gonna do this, it's gonna be questions and answers that I'm gonna be asking. This is gonna be a brother's panel. So we're gonna drop it like it's oh yeah. Just wait till everybody get up in here. Mm-hmm. Breaking news. Mm-hmm. Come on, come on, come on, y'all. I know y'all see it. I know y'all see what that live is about. Okay, hold on. I thought I made you a mod. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. 10, 4. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. There we go, sister. Oh, we got the king of Mr. King, the Black Heart, the Ghost, Mr.
Itching,
King, Red Pill.
itching.
How we doing it today?
BMS.
So how we gonna do this live tonight is that basically this is gonna be for black men. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about this right here. Uh, let's keep the comments to a minimum. Sit back and learn something, hear something, cause
Sit
we
back
about to
and learn
expose
something.
all truth about this movement that started up. We about to lay it out, the full groundwork. Breaking
Yup.
news. Go ahead on
Breaking
Blackheart.
news.
Go ahead on
Itching.
Blackheart. Spit it. Spit that game for me. Spit it.
Yeah, this is the itching movement. This
The
is the
itch.
black man silent movement. This is the no, we're not gonna talk to you no more. We're just gonna show and prove our existence. No longer are we gonna have dialogue with you women because you don't want to listen to us. So what we're doing is we're gonna have our little, our chat rooms for men, and men going to teach other men how to be financially stable. So when you do travel abroad, you know how to, properly correct and have financial stability when you go into these other countries, and understand that the American dollar is worth millions, actually thousands, hundred thousands of dollars. So we're not going to invade these spaces no more. What we do is teach other men. Since they think they don't need us, all right, well, we teach. We show you better, we can tell you. So, if you're
Mm.
against us, you're an op, we're going to block you. We keep peace at all costs, at every cost. It's going to be peace, and that's what we are seeking. We're not arguing with you no more. You win. We leaving. That's what this is
Mm,
about.
mm.
Black men will move in silence. Now it's time to do what our forefathers were doing when you chose your YT master of a government. We just left and we following a path now. We're leaving.
Hello,
No longer
Stacks. What's
talking.
good? How y'all
So
doing?
you're saying, oh, let me go ahead, let me welcome up Quest for Peace. How you doing there, brother?
I'm
What's
good,
good,
man. I'm
Quest?
good. I'm good. How y'all doing?
All right, all right. The topic
Yo, man.
tonight is the hashtag BMS, basically standing for Black Men Silence. And brother, you know what I'm saying? If we can get everybody muted, and that way I'm gonna give everybody a chance to say their piece, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. There's gonna be an all brothers panel to give their example of what they think or what they know about the Black Men Silence movement. So, brother Quest, go ahead and push your thoughts out real quick.
Um, well, I do know this much that as a black man, when a black man is gone silent, that means that he's been trying to get his point of view out. He's been trying to be heard, and pretty much his points of views and his opinions they falling on deaf ears.
Mm,
So at that point, yeah, pretty much, they feel like the women are not listening to what he has to say, and it's not even worth the fight anymore. So hence the passport bros movement. You know, um, I mean, I think it boils down to a matter of respect. As a black man, he feels like this woman is not listening to him. He feels disrespected, and
mm,
at this point, I feel like it's not even this debate, this conversation. It's I'm kind of past it already. Like, I kind of feel like it's a fruitless debate. You
mm.
know, um, that's my take on it. You know,
Okay, okay, then, bro. Let me take the wheel real quick. Um, so I'm gonna ask, you know, what I'm saying y'all these points right here. So, Blackheart, what would you say would be the what drove this movement to its pinnacle in our viewpoint today as black men? What would you say would be the proof of evidence that drove black men to do this form of movement?
Well, I think, well, me personally, I think, I think the fact that, like I said, our voices, I think the voices of how we feel, how we've been treated isn't, isn't being taken into consideration. Even now when with the whole Passport Kings movement is that they are still trying to silence us and say, just don't mention, a Pacific culture group of women when that has never been our message. That has never been the Passport Bros movement message. So, like I said before, I am not going to make any more lives no more. I'm done with it. I'm not making no more lives no more. If I do come on lives, it's going to be talking to my Filipino sisters and, women across the country to understand their languages because when I travel, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I've had enough of the, you know, we don't respect your word. We don't need to, change. We're not going to. So what we're saying is that you're right and we're going. We're not going to go back and forth. There's no use because there's no saving the community. Community doesn't want to be saved for itself, as you can see in today's world. So, hey man, some people need to save themselves. You can't lead. You can lead a horse to the well, but man, you can't make them drink, bro.
Mm. Okay, okay. And brother Quest, what would you say to the response on that right there?
I would have to agree. I mean, so just for clarity, I'm married, right?
Hmm.
But I'm also a common sense type person. It's simple to me, right? Uh, I forget who said it, but They said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different response, right? And I kind of liken that to the Passport Bros movement because it's like, well, if you're dealing with the same thing over and over again, nothing is changing, that means you got to do something different to get a different
Right.
response, which is why y'all
Mm.
going overseas or going abroad to find the type of woman, a traditional woman. So that's my take on it.
Right. So back around onto to you, Quest. So do you think within the silence of the Black Men's Movement, do you think that uh our women or our community will get the picture when we do go silent?
Um, Too late, passport.
Blackheart, what's your take on it, brother?
Hey man, he couldn't have said it no better, bro. For real, couldn't have said it no better.
he,
I agree with him.
he
It's
he
over
caught me
with
off
at this
guard on
point.
that one. He caught me off guard.
Yeah, huh?
So what would be so this is what I've gathered so far in reporting this right here is that what broke the camel's back. Well, let's take it in order. So we can say that from my understanding of listening to all the brothers from across the states and here on TikTok is that for over 50 to 60 years we have been bashed as black men through televised television, through different social medias, from different outlets and platforms, to moving to an era where we're no more than just tools. Then moving from that era to say that, oh, we're just dusty, we're bums, we're scrubs. Then moving to that next era of saying, basically, we don't need you no more. We're going to unalive your children. We're going to unalive you if we can put you into that situation. If we marry you, we're only going to stay married to you for 5 to 10 years, and then we're going to take everything from you, right? Whether you're a good dude, bad dude, whatever. This is just in general. To the point where it broke the camel's back when we started seeing our sisters dance on the grave of KS, his legacy and what he was standing for. Um, so do you think that in that order, um, Blackheart, that this is the final straw after the Passport Bro movement? Do you think that what KS was saying by 2030, if thing doesn't change, it's going to be too
Yeah, of
late?
course. Yeah, of course. Final straw. It's no more. I even got.
Mm,
I'm even going to have like shirts where it's going to have this hashtag on it, and in the back it's going to say, "We're done talking."
right. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me.
I want to. I
Somebody
want to.
wanted to. Somebody wanted. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if y'all can hear them.
I just want to
All
throw
right,
a
can y'all
question
hear 'em?
out there.
Oh, let me see. Where's my pause at? I gotta put my pause down. Hold on for a second, real quick. I got another person. So let me change it to this right here. Okay, then, brother. Okay, you're on live. You know what I'm saying? The topic is hashtag BMS, the Black Men Silence Movement. What is your take on what you perceive what this movement is about there, brother Mays? What do you say that this is? Constantly keep saying we don't need them, they don't need us, unaliving. Because this is the crazy thing. That here's the crazy thing about it, right, Mr. Production. Uh-huh. I was to be chosen by a black woman. I didn't want to date outside my race. Okay? Mm-hmm. I was chosen by a woman, another woman of a different ethnicity. And it made me realize, it opened my eyes, and she's very humble. Some of our black women, I can say, are a subsection of women, are humble enough. And the thing that makes it crazy, you can make you, let's say, for example, right? Let's say you're a black man yourself, a statue, right? Let's say make a dating profile. You got your profile set up and everything, right? Let's say you got your life order, you got everything going for you. And, oh, let's mute up, fam. Let's mute up so we can hear him good. Okay, can you hear me? No, not you. I'm talking to everybody on the panel. Mute up real quick so we can hear him and what he's saying. Let me know you where I got you. You can go ahead now. Go ahead. Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for letting me on the platform, by the way. I came because here's the crazy part. I was just in someone else's live. I got banned from even speaking, so I can't even comment on your channel. Can't do nothing. So what happened was that the black men silence, we're just tired. We're tired of black women acting like this. We're tired of them. We call them out for it. And black women always keep saying, where's the protection of black men? Where's the protection of black men? When we bust our neck for you go back to that same man who calls you the problem. You don't want a problem-solving man. You want the man that still wants to go responsible. Some of these men are not for you. Some of these men don't even seek you out. But the men who seek you out, or he call you label, you're a creep. Or if you want attractive, that's something privilege in the community as well. And I'm tired of people using the community word, because this is not a community. Your own community don't kill you. Unalive you at an alarming rate due to your success. No community will say, Emma asked this, Mr. Production, name me one Passport Bro video that it said that to unalive black women, I would sit there and wait till the sun shine and the crows will feed on a carcass. Well, personally, I can't name any, but well, hold that thought there real quick. There, Maze, real quick. I got another person on the panel. Let me go ahead and ask him the same question. Mr. Heal Yourself, what's going on there, brother? So let me ask you a question there, Mr. Hill. When you see this hashtag or whatnot, what is your perception on how you would take this, and what does it mean to you?
Okay, what it looks like to me is that black men are, you know what I'm saying, we're not gonna be at the forefront for the women that bash us, that degrade us, emasculate us, talk negative about us, especially when, you know what I'm saying, we are the ones that that a lot of women claim that they don't want anymore. So it's like, okay, if that's how you feel, please understand there is going to be a certain response to that. And it's going to be a response that you probably don't like. But you can't never go back with what you say, because once it leaves your mouth, it's out there. You know what I'm saying? So like in regards to, you know, a lot of black women saying that, you know, black men don't even like marrying black women, when really that's a complete and utter false, because on blackdemographics.com it plainly shows that 85% of black men that are married, they are married to a black woman. So that means a black woman is most likely a black man's first choice. But at the same time, when we are getting, you know, our own women that are having a disdain for us, don't respect us, and they're, you know, saying we ain't shit, we ain't this, we ain't that, you know what I'm saying? And they want to confuse us with the minority of ain't-ish dudes that they keep choosing to and willingly laying down with and having kids with. Okay, if that's how you feel, we will go somewhere else where we are not tolerated, but we are appreciated, where we're cared about, where we're loved. And if you got a problem with that, that's on you. You created this change. And
Mm.
now you're mad about it because we are really taking our ball. We're being like LeBron. We're like taking our talents to South Beach, but really we're taking our talents to South America. You know what I'm saying? We're taking our talents to the East Asia. You know what I'm saying? On the complete opposite side of the world, where there are much more traditional women. You know, they're more feminine women. They're actually fit women. Because the United States is the number one obese country in the world, and black women out of every race in America are the most obese. And
Mm.
that, and you know, and the fact that that's supported is crazy. Now, granted, yes, there are some dudes that like, bigger women. Okay, that's cool, but what is the probability of that? Me, I'm all about probability versus possibilities. A lot of women feel like just because there are dudes that will smash a big chick, well, it's like, well, listen, the probability of dudes, the possibility of a dude smashing a big chick, yeah, sure, that's it, just smashing though. But the probability of a man that will marry a woman that's big is very low. Because listen, a woman that's obese or overweight, what does a man have to do to end up later 9 times out of 10? Your health is going to diminish at some point. And later on, what does that man have to do? He has to take care of you. So now he's burdened with taking care of you because you didn't want to take care of yourself.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand that in marriage, you know what I'm saying, for better or for worse, through sickness and in health, but it's like, listen, you could have changed that, but you didn't want to because what? You felt like he should accept you for who you are. Man, listen, if women were to if women were to actually give a damn about what men want, preferably black men in this conversation, if they were to care about what black men want, there wouldn't be a hashtag BMS. But since you
Mm.
feel like but since you feel like you don't need to know or care about what we want, all right, here's the flip side of that coin. Now this is the response that you get. And yeah, they mad, they pissed. And you know what? What's crazy, what's sad about it is they're not even going to admit that they're mad. They're gonna just keep talking trash. Not keep talking trash to us, but they're also gonna talk trash about the other women that we're choosing that are, I'm not sorry to say, are acting more feminine than y'all, are more traditional than y'all, that have more morals and more self-respect than y'all. A lot of y'all, not all of them, but a fair amount of y'all. And the majority of them are not obese. They actually care about what their man wants. They love to be in the house. They love to clean. They love to cater to the man. They love to be, that nurturing mother in the house. You know what I'm saying? They're content with that. They're not trying to compete with men, which they are doing. They're competing for the men that are rare. Because they
Mm.
understand that women outnumber men, and that with that being said, not every woman is gonna be married. So them knowing that instinctually, biologically, and evolutionary, like, oh, I need to get mine. So if you want to act crazy, that's fine. Let me secure that bag, which is the man himself, not the financial bag of being a career woman or being a boss babe, trying to make six figures, trying to get all these degrees that 9 times out of 10 is not going to make you the six-figure money that you're seeing that the professional three or fours are making. So I know I went on a real crazy tirade and rant, but that's my whole thing on that
Oh,
one, man.
brother, we here till the sun comes up, brother. Cause you know what I'm saying, even for myself, you know what I'm saying, um, even though I'm the host, I mean, I understand what it means, and I'll give my thoughts at the end. But my next question is this right here, and I'm gonna send this one to Quest and then back around. Mr. Quest, do you think that this type of movement is only for passport bros, world travelers, expat? Do you think that this type of movement is just centralized on those who are leaving, or do you think that is basic centralization is as a collective group, whether you're leaving or not?
I think it's a collective. I think it's a
Mm,
collective. Um,
mm,
if I understood your question correctly, because I see more than just black men being part of the passport movement. I mean, I'm seeing white, um, Hispanic, and so forth and so on. So um, yeah, I think it's the collective has these same shares these same viewpoints and opinions.
mm,
I think it's a Western it's the mindset of the Western woman that is the problem.
okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
so Mr. Okay, and I'm gonna switch this. So I'm gonna switch it to Mr. Blackheart, Mr. Blackheart, Mr. Red Pill, Mr. Red Pill. What is your thoughts on that same question?
You said, oh yeah, you said the question, but
Yes, the question
no, I
is,
mean,
do you
I mean,
think that the BMS movement, the hashtag BMS movement, do you
right.
think that it is only for passport bros, world travelers, expat, which is military personnel who, say are getting out and they're working abroad? Do you think
I,
that this type of movement is only centralized on those people moving abroad,
mm,
or is it as a whole collective pertaining to those here in the United States too as well, the BMS movement?
I think it pertains to all. I think it pertains to the passport bros. I think it pertains to. I think it pertains to. I think it pertains to men just being fed up. I think it pertains to the you know the lack of respect that we're not getting. I think it once, like I said before, when you take your warriors away, when because the black men have always been the warriors. You've always been natural born leaders. We have always been the warriors in any and every situation, even when it comes out to the civil rights movement and the Civil War. So when you take those guys out of the equation, you take us out of the equation, what else do you have? So I think this whole movement is we are the final straw. We are done talking to them, whether it be black women, white women, whoever. I told you, I don't mind cutting any female off that I think is westernized, period. You know the conversations that me and you have had before, and I don't play that. All that westernized, I want to dress how I want to dress. I want to present myself as I want to present myself. Yeah, I want to make all these demands from a man. I ain't putting up with it. And if I got to be by myself until I go to another country, then so be it. I'm comfortable with that. I'm not complaining about that shit. I'm just, you know, working, getting my money right, and that's what this shit gonna be. But I'm out. I just recently applied for my passport a couple weeks ago, so I'm putting I'm putting the gas to the pedal. You feel me? So,
Mm.
like I said, I even got these shirts. I got my man's that I just was on the phone with not too long ago, and he makes shirts out, and I had blown this idea up to him. He was like, "Damn, hey, you about to start something serious?" I said, "Yeah, man, because you gotta understand that, these are conversations that we had at the barbershop. Kevin Samuels wasn't nothing but another mirror of men's talk that we've always had in the barbershops. Those are barbershop talks that, we never had a chance to say to women because this is the outcome what we would get. So he's a prime example of, when you try to hold both species accountable, this is what happens, because to me, I believe his whole stance about accountability was applied to both male and female, black men and black women. But it's just, when he held a particular and specific group of people accountable, it was, yay, let's celebrate the death of him and let's stomp on his grave and that's what he get and, all this other crazy stuff. So For me, after I saw that, I was through. I just was like, you know what? This shit out here ain't for me. It's time to go. And I'm not going to these conversations. Like I said, I'm not even doing lives when it like debate lives. I'm not even doing it no more. I'm done with that. I'm through. I'm not going into these lives trying to debate. Like even with old boy, I just blocked him because he got a certain individual in there that's a divester, and I'm not having no dialogue with any woman that has Cynthia G as her platform and announcing the genocide of unalive and black male babies. I will not be around that. And if I find anybody is associate of hers on here, I'm going to block you. And that's what this movement is about. Black men will move in silence. Our silence will be peace at all and any times of the day. And that's what this is about to be.
So hashtag BMS is basically from what I'm gathering. Hashtag BMS is a collective body group saying that enough is enough, right?
Yeah.
Silence is golden, and we will have at all times.
Yep.
Okay,
Because
okay.
you know when we went, because anytime we voiced our opinions, you see the lack of you see the ignorance of what happens when we have done these things. It's a it's a lack of respect on it's just a lack of respect at an all time high. It's like how dare you say what you say how you acquire from us, but it's like we can require all these stipulations and bring nothing to the table but just a whole. So, nah, I'm off that. I ain't doing it no more. I'm not having conversations with these Bamas. I ain't doing it. I'm out of here. I just feel bad. My heart aches for these men that think that they can change these women because history is showing you whenever we try to change something, there's always been something against us. Nope, no more.
Okay. Okay. For Brother Mays, I have here on the call. Brother Mays, that question goes out to you too. For that question, do you think that the BMS movement is just only for those who are abroad, or is is it for every black man that is affected by the stereotype of what's going on with the census of the Cynthia G movement? Or what do you say about that?
Okay, thank you for asking. That is actually a wonderful question. So let me explain this to you, Mr. Productions. If you let's explain some stories, and I know Black Heart will agree with me on this, right? I know every man on the panel will agree with me on this. I have 3 incidents that happened in my life, right? Defending black women for their consequences for their actions, right? Let's start with incident number 1. I was walking down the street to the store. There was this black woman was dressed provocative as hell. When I say provocative, I mean I can see the side nipple in her wardrobe. Okay, you can see the side nipple. So I walked up to her, colleague graciously was like, "Hey, there was a guy that was stalking you," and the guy like trying to come towards her, and I walked fast to her. And like, and it's maybe good. I said, "Ma'am, this was dressed in provocative." She around like the holy hell out of me. Okay? That's the first instance. Second instance was on a train, right? I was on a train coming from work. And this was at the time I was working at the restaurant. And this young lady was getting into it with 3 other men. And I can tell you these boys was teenagers. I think it was a teenage thing, whatever. I stepped in front of them and calmed the boys down. Now they was calming at first. They was like, okay. And they was respecting me as an older elder, which I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So the guys, they calmed themselves down until this girl would not shut up. She kept talking and making the situation that I had to shut her up. I'm like, young lady, what you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is gonna provoke a fire, and you're not gonna put this out. And I'm trying my best to put it out for you. And you know what happens after the fact? A small down, they still beat her up. Because she chased them, which is so excuse my language, which is so dumb of her. A young lady chases them off the train and they beat her up.
Right.
They beat her up. They beat her up because she was provoking the fire and starting the flames. And here's the last incident. And this is the camel that broke the camel. This was the camel that broke the camel's back. And I said, I am no longer protecting a subsection of women. I was coming upstairs from work from the store. I was like coming to the store with my friend, whatever. We was going grocery shopping. I seen every woman was yelling and screaming. And I seen this girl hanging out of the window for dear life was being choked by another man. I rushed up there as fast as I can. And you have to like this. I'm a heavy set dude and like I'm out of shortness of breath at this point. But so I kept going, pushing myself to make it to the floor. And remember, this was on the 8th floor. Each subsection floor has 2 flights of steps. So imagine how many steps I climbed. So I went to the girl's head, stepped right to 2, and man got the hand off her to stop choking her. I'm like, bro, what you doing? Like, you should not be doing this right now. Do you see all the people out there? So many dude was not listening. Me and him start fighting each other. Soon as the fight starts, I was like, good, 10 to 15 minutes in. I have never seen a betrayal of a black woman before. Okay? This betrayal hurt me so much to the point that I don't want to defend that subsection woman no more. She launched on my shoulder, bit me to defend him. I threw her off me and slammed her into him. And you know what? After that, I was done. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. So me and the guy kept fighting through the hallway. I managed to throw him and slam him through the door to where he can't chase me. I'm like, you know, I'm fed up. I can't take this no more. So after that incident, I was done. I'm saying no more. I can't take it. My protection kept getting etched on and locked.
Mm-hmm.
And women always ask the question, what are protection of the black man at? What are protection of the fathers at? What are protections of the man at? When we give you that protection, you don't want it. You don't want to be told correct. You can't be caught off for wrong. And God forbid, kryptonite, you can't take a lack of accountability for yourselves, for the actions that you put yourselves in through, but you want to blame us though. So now we're coming up with a new movement to where we're going to go in silence. They wanted it, but I always keep saying, y'all complain about black women, shit about this and that, blah, 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 blah. And we go, and you know the original movement. And Mr. Production, you even smart the original movement yourself. And let me explain the original movement, and I'll be done after this, okay, sir? So the original movement will start with the Army man going overseas, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the original movement also, part of that was saying that let's say the opposite of us, the opposite man, was going overseas and making business overseas. Let's come out a flat screen TV. A flat screen TV costs you around $200 to $300 minimum, right? And did you know that same flat screen TV that you bought at Walmart or any Target or any electronic store, right, costs you up to $200 to $300 or $1,000 sometimes, right? Do you know our TV costs a penny on a dollar? So, Black original Passport Bros was not about going over and seeking wives. The wife part came after y'all celebrated Kevin Samuels' unaliving, which was sad and depressing. So, Passport Bros want to slice of the economic pie too. I'm like, wow, if about economics and economics, about having generational wealth, building generational family, and we was not going to leave our black women in America. We wasn't. But like I said, when K.I. passed away, which is Kevin Samuels, passed away, they celebrated. Oh, game on. Game on. And that's when the wife portion came in at.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Production.
I mean, it was always there, but it wasn't like a mandatory thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was a perk. It was a perk of going abroad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But hold on, we're gonna hold that thought real quick. We're gonna go ahead and welcome Mr. Okay, brother, this is towards you too as well. Do you think let me ask you two questions. The first question is, what does hashtag BMS movement means to you?
Well, it's, as you said, just men saying, you know what, we're sick of this, moving in silence, as it says, and just collectively going to where men are actually appreciated, not hated, not talked down on. And you know what? Seeing all over social media, too, these discussions about, because I actually saw someone showed up in my comments on one of the videos I posted. They said, you know what, instead of promoting the passport bros, why don't we talk about how do we fix the black American community and unity between black men and women? And to be honest, I didn't even entertain that question. I just blocked her. Because I'm like, look, black men have been screaming at the top of their lungs for a very long time what they're asking for, what they want, and what they're looking for, only to be either ignored, gaslighted, ridiculed, or to be told that, we're just the problem, even when we point out their flaws. So it's like it just gets to a point where when I see these lives, because I go by a lot of them where they talk about, collectively, how do they fix black America and the community? My first thought is y'all are just wasting your time, because it's not like, what the passport bros are saying every time they ask these questions. It's not like everything that passport bros are saying now, black men have been saying for a very long time. It's beating a dead horse, right? And I'm sure everyone here would agree. It's beating a dead horse. And, you know, um, and to add to that too, to your original question, I think that the BMS movement isn't just, for single men who are working on themselves and looking to go abroad. I also encourage American men who are currently in toxic relationships with toxic American women. And, I know not all American women are toxic or horrible. So, when they see the videos and when they see the BMS movement, whoever it applies to, let it apply to them. If it doesn't apply to them, that they can let it fly and make the decision for themselves. But I also encourage men who are currently in toxic relationships or marriages to hop on this movement, because it's like, look, life is too short to be worried about all of this nonsense, about, dealing with and protecting women who've made it very clear that they hate you. And, someone mentioned earlier, a few of us mentioned earlier about how they danced on the grave of Kevin Samuels. It goes much deeper than that now. They are dancing on the graves, sometimes of black men who they don't even know. I mean, even the video I saw making its rounds on TikTok about how these women were in a chat, and one woman said, I have good news, I forgot what she said the number, but I think she said
Every
every
15
15
seconds.
minutes or every 15 seconds, a black man is unalived by a cop. And then another woman followed up by saying, I think we can get it down to 10. Like these are the women that they're supposed to provide and protect. Like, come on. Like, it's just at this point, whenever I hear the question of, you know, why won't black men, protect us, or why are they just walking away and giving up? Honestly, that question, that's a form of gaslighting, and it's ridiculous. And that's why when that lady left that comment in my comment section, I had to promptly block her because it's like, don't play dumb. You know what this is. So that's my little rant for the day.
Okay, okay. So for Mr. Heal Yourself, so in that, I'm gonna switch the question up again. So do you think that black men are really truly wanted here in America?
Honestly, no. By what we're seeing and what we are receiving, you know what I'm saying. And it's like you see it all over social media, and sometimes some of us actually experience it in real life in real time. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, for me, if you was to put, you know, say you put two black women, two Hispanic women, three white, three Asian, my first natural instinct would to see would go first with a black woman just to see what their minds are like though. How are they? How they move? What's their mindset? What are their morals? What are their principles? Because like I said, like I mentioned before, usually a black man's first choice is a black woman. But when you see this westernized mindset, you know what I'm saying? It's like when they start talking that westernized talk and shit, it's like it's very unattractive. It doesn't make you wanna build a future with that woman. Shoot, for crying out loud, for some of us, we don't even want to smash them because it's like it's unattractive. It's not appealing. It doesn't get your libido going or whatnot. You know what I mean? So it's like I really do. I agree with my homie at the top because me and him have had conversations about this plenty of times, and we know what the problem is. The statistics show it, and it's like he also said before. Not every American woman is like this. There are some unicorns out there that actually don't subscribe to the BS, to the westernized mindset. This whole men ain't ish, or and I've been hearing about this Cynthia G woman for at least about a couple of weeks, and I still haven't seen the video where she said what she said, but I'm hearing it enough, you know what I'm saying, especially from people that I do follow that are very much credible. So it's like I do believe it, but it's like, how can you even, like, what kind of a woman says that? It's like, for the black women that do say it, it's like, listen, that means you feel that way about your daddy, your uncle, your male cousins, even your sons if you got sons. You can't say that about black men, but oh no, not my black son. I'm like, no, no, no. Add him in there too. Add him in there too.
Mm,
Because add him in there too because he's a black male that's gonna grow up into a black man as well. So yeah, add him to the tally. Because at the end
right.
of the day, I've been through I've been hurt by women before, but the most recent relationship I was in, that was when I was hurt by the most to the point where it landed me in therapy while I was in the relationship, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying? Now, was it a black woman? No, it wasn't a black woman. It was a Hispanic woman. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you know, I
She's
know
still
there
a
are a lot
part
of
of the
women.
black team, though.
Yeah, she and she's part of the problem. She has that modern westernized mindset where I'm gonna wear whatever I want, I'm gonna do whatever I want, and if you got a problem with it, you either not gonna be with me or you gonna do it. It's like, man, so it's like, and this is a woman that claimed that she wanted to, like, that she thought about, that she wanted to be married to me one day. It's like, how can you say you're gonna be married to me, but you say you gonna move and do whatever you want to do? You pretty much don't care what I think. You don't care about what I like. You don't even, you really just don't care.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And if you really have the have the gall to say you don't care, all right, when the tables get turned, then you cry wolf. And here's another thing. There are men that end up getting unalived when they try to come to a woman's aid that they don't know. Like, let's say you see a man, he punches a woman, right? Instinctually, us men want to go and see, whoa, what's going on? Why are you doing that? A lot of people don't think about what did she do to warrant that. I'm not saying that guys should just freely hit women, but it's like, listen, if you punch that dude about 10 times, right? You punch that dude 10 times and he ain't did nothing. And you swing on him the 11th time. Now, after that 11th time, he decked you right in the chin and you drop. Is that guy a horrible person for reacting the way he did? Some people might think he's the scum of the earth, but it's like, listen, she hit him 11 times. He got tired and hit back. A lot of these women, I'm a campus monitor at a middle school, and I tell these girls, because a lot of the girls, it's mostly girls that are fighting. So they're acting very masculine. And there are some of these girls that are messing with the boys, picking on the boys. And I see him hit them. I'm like, listen, I took one to the side before and I said, listen here, sweetheart, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Look me in my eye when I tell you, look me in my eye when I tell you this. Some of these boys are not gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Some of these boys have been told, anyone, boy or girl, put their hands on you, you knock them right out. Some of these boys are waiting for one of you to hit them so they can knock you upside your head. And you feel like just because you a girl, no one gonna hit you because they feel like they're gonna get in trouble if they retaliate. Keep thinking that, and you will experience some real serious consequences because
Okay. Okay.
you got no business putting your hands on anybody. People can say whatever the heck they want. You this, you ugly, you got pimples on your face, all right, whatever. But the moment you put hands on somebody, you are asking for something that you did not know was coming.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna shift the question to Mr. Quest. And then Mr. Quest, I'm asking you this question. After you answer that, I gotta switch out, rotate. I got a couple brothers here I got another brother here that's waiting to come up. So, Mr. Quest, do you think that when they say that the phrase of we don't need black men, do you think that when they say that it's only the minority of these type of brothers, or is it as a collective as they say it?
Um, can you rephrase that? I want to make sure I understand it.
Okay, like how they say, we don't need no man, we don't need no black man. Do you think that it's just a minority that they're saying it to, or is it the majority that they're using?
I think it's let me put it like this here. I think it's a small percentage of women that actually appreciate the black man here in the United States versus the majority that doesn't. I think it's the majority that's spewing this rhetoric that they don't need a black man, black men are no good, um, and that they don't really care. If that answers the question, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I feel like it's the majority. I feel like it's a Western mindset. It's a white supremacist indoctrination and ideologies that's been put forth, and our women unfortunately have eaten it up, and that's why we're at the odds that we're at now. So, yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, that answers the question. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna switch it to Mr. Blackheart. Mr. Quest, I'm gonna switch you out with somebody, but I'm gonna bring you right back up. So, Mr. Blackheart, when women say they don't need a black man, do you think that they're projecting it only to a minority group of black men or a majority of the black men?
Majority. I'm gonna say it's the majority of them saying it too. How many times have you heard women say, I'm strong and independent. And there's always something that comes after that. And I don't need a man. It's never that I'm strong and independent and I can take care of myself. It's always I'm strong, independent, and don't need a man. They make that abundantly clear that there's a and I don't need a man. So I'm gonna say it's the majority of them. I really don't care how they feel about it. You know, it's me. But yeah, man, I'm not like I said before. I don't the whole westernized shit. I'm over it, but I'm just patiently waiting for my moment.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, let me see if anybody else want to come up here and say something.
It's
Right. Um. Okay, so let me switch over here to Black Mr. Black Maze. Mr. Black Maze. Same question to you. Do you think that when they say that they don't need black men, in your mind, are you taking it as it's only a majority of the men that they're talking to, or all black men that they're talking to? I guess he fell asleep.
Black Maid must have fell asleep.
He
Hurry,
probably fell asleep.
hurry.
Okay. Okay, let me switch up the question. So if any, so I see we got a lot of sisters in here. So if y'all got any questions y'all want to ask, y'all can put it in the comment section. Um, and I'll be more than happy to ask the question out here whenever. Okay, so basically somebody said, so Miss Mina said, whenever I hear that I don't need a man, it's as if it is a line from a song with the same title. Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the background. Yeah, I can't see it either. It's hard to see from the background.
Oh, okay. Oh, talking about the comments.
Yeah, it's hard
Oh
for me
yeah,
to
a little
see
bit
it.
because it's white. Yeah, I get it. I get what you
Yeah,
mean.
because it's probably white on white.
Whenever I
Um,
Yeah, I can't
hear
see
that
it.
I need
but
a
I
man,
can read it though. You know what I'm saying? Whatnot. Um.
Let me see.
Okay. So my man, he wants to come back up real quick.
Itching.
Go ahead on,
Pressure.
Mr.
Hurry.
Fresh.
Hey, appreciate you letting me back up. I just want to add one thing.
Uh-huh.
There's been a video circulating on TikTok, right, where there's a young black lady. She's coming up the subway stairs and she's got a stroller
I saw that.
and she's obviously struggling. And there's a brother walking by and he looks at her and he just kept on pushing. That's an excellent example of when they say, "Oh, I don't need no black man. I'm strong and I'm independent." Why you feel some type of way when he kept walking? You know what I'm saying? You can't
Right.
have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You either
I would
down with us, you
also,
rock with us, or you don't.
Rob, that I will also add on to that that's also another sign of black men moving in silence.
Mm. But Blackheart,
Back in
go
the
ahead and
day,
take it from here.
no,
Blackheart, go ahead and
no,
take it from here. I gotta run downstairs, but go ahead and take it from here, Blackheart. Go ahead.
right, but yeah, that's what I would say. I think that not only it says that, it also says that far as chivalry, that's been dead a long time ago, and that proves it. There's been plenty of times I could have held open doors, but being of the fact that I've been so, I've had more unsuccessful, greetings from my unfortunately own women that look like me. You know, I don't do it no more. I don't do those type of things no more.
Right.
A
hey,
black.
So let me leave on
Oh,
this
he's
thought
still
right
up.
here.
Okay.
Let me leave on this thought right here. So, what would be the rules to the hashtag BMS movement? Go ahead on Black.
Me? Oh no, I told you what it was for me. I told you, I'm not. It's less talk, more action.
Mhm.
They want us to be silent and shut up and leave. Well, this is what we about to do. We about to give you just what you want. Another taste of your own medicine. We're not going to
Hey,
entertain you no more. We're not going into no lies with none of you hyenas, you bamas, none of that. We're going to let you cast off to the sunset and dry off like the slugs that you are. And we're going to give you your space that you so-called want. Meanwhile, while we're doing our thing, we're getting money, we're being successful, we're traveling to different countries, meeting and greeting people, and gaining generational wealth. And in the midst of it, we might meet our wife in the midst of it. But that's what we're doing from now on. I know that that's what I'm doing.
Hey, Obi, I just want to interject this right quick, and then I'm gonna drop down. Right, I want to say this here. There's a lot of black women stating that they want the protection of the black man. They want his covering, right? They want want him to come to her assistance, right? You can't place stipulations on the man protecting you. You can't tell him, "Oh, I want you to protect me now, and then don't protect me in this situation." You can't have it both ways.
Right.
You know, you can't be switching back and forth. Protect me now, don't protect me in this situation. Oh, I'm gonna draw this negative attention to myself, and then I'm gonna run and weaponize you and get you used as a bullet bag for another, a lack of a other term. That's all I got to say on the matter.
Right.
Okay then, bro. Well, I got another brother. He wants to come up. He wants to say some things. So brother Quest, I'm gonna go ahead. You can drop down, and I'll bring the other brother up. Brother Dad, if you can go ahead. Let me go ahead and do it right now. He did it already.
But that
Yeah, brother Dad. Yeah, he a clown.
is
yeah, that Ryan is a boy, man. That's a
He a
dog, man.
straight clown.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so let
so
me
get
go
ready to
ahead.
bust the gut laughing.
He a straight clown.
Hello, hi. I mean, hi, hi, everyone.
So we got our boy, that
Oh,
boy
stop,
up
please,
in here.
cut it out. What's going on, yo?
All right, all right. So, brother, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions here, real quick. So, when you see this right here, hashtag BMS move,
Hmm.
it just without even really looking at it, what does it mean to you?
Well, that's kind of hard to answer because I was technically spoiled by the topic when I came in and listened to the context of certain people's experiences and conversations. Um, but I can go off of what I originally thought it was, and I thought it was some sort of force, societal force to silence black men. To which I was like, "Ain't nobody finna goddamn silence me. Um, I pay bills in this month just like everybody else. You felt finna get real ignorant. You feel me? But now that I've sat up here and listened to some of y'all's qualms and experiences, I can wholeheartedly I can wholeheartedly agree that that is what's happening. And like the whole silencing thing is basically means uh we backing up, falling back, retreating, if you will, tactical retreat. And I don't know who the brother was that was, I think it was somebody that you had called uncle. I'm not sure.
Right, right.
That was on the
I
phone.
think he
Yeah,
fell asleep.
yeah. Um his experiences, first of all, his experiences actually really triggered me because I can't tell you the times that I've seen another brother stand up and protect a black woman and then he get discarded. Not even by me, because I know better. Shoot, one thing my mom always said, mind your business. You feel me? Stay in your lane. And that's exactly what I do. Cause it could never be me. If I ever like, it would have to be something real bad for me to want to intervene and just to get caught up in the middle with the victim and the victimizer basically ganging up on me like it's a three-way free for all. We don't do that here. Um, and so to that, I agree that the men should fall. We should. be silent and fall back. And we are being silent and falling back. And what's so funny about all of it is the utter fact that the black women sit up there and they talk about how we're all trash, we don't protect our own, woo out the bam, this, that, and the third, but they're getting with the men who are black that are threatening their very existence. Make it make sense. You can't, because the math don't math. 2 plus 2 does not equal fish in this scenario, sis. Oh, that's a bar. Hey, Dave, shirt that. Shirt that. Dave, shirt that. Write that down and shirt that, my guy.
That needs to be on a shirt.
Wait,
And dude,
hold on. Okay, hold on. Say that shit again. What?
I said, because the context was black men, the black women want black men to protect us and that, do this, that, and the third, and call us trash in the same breath. But they talk about how the unalive rates for black women are so high, but they're getting with the men who are black that are causing the rates to go up.
Mm.
And it's like, you make it make sense. You can't, because you can't make that make sense. The math ain't mathing. 2 plus 2 don't equal fish in this scenario, sis. That's a whole bar. Shirt that, Dave. The 2 plus 2 part. Shirt
Yo,
that.
there you go, Blackheart. There you go, Blackheart.
2 plus 2 does not equal fish, sis. Um, but it's just crazy, and the fact that now we're choosing to step back, now all of a sudden it's an even bigger problem. Prime example, I was on Facebook and this piece of trash meme scurried across my timeline. It said, and I quote, "This the sorriest batch of Negroes God ever created in history." First of all, don't bring God into your trash scenario because Jerome cheated on you. Okay? Let's just get that out the way. The comments, my goodness, the comments. The comments reminded me of what TikTok used to be like maybe last year. Just straight women trauma bonding together, like some sort of filthy hive mind, and talking about their past experiences. It's like, do you females get bored of this crap? um, but to sit up here and say this is the sorriest batch of Negroes God ever created in history. No one. First of all, did you date them all? I doubt it. Second of all, if you did, how many kids do you got? Do you got by at least 4 of them? Probably got 4 kids, right? But we the sorriest batch of Negroes that God ever created. Yeah, I make that make sense.
So,
Meanwhile,
so, so as a fellow brother, you're saying that you have felt the impact of the physical and the mental bashing within our community as being a black man, and not only that, the turmoil that we go through as black men in the society as
hmm
on eggshells. Would you say that?
that we're walking on eggshells.
Yes.
Um, Somewhat, yes. I myself am a very careful individual when it comes down to it. However, at the same time, when it's time to go into attack mode, that's what I do. Me personally, I just mind my business. You feel me? Like when I'm out and about in the world, I mind my business. Okay, it would have to be something like something happening directly in front of me to even consider wanting to intervene. Other than that, I don't know nothing. I ain't hear nothing. I ain't even smell nothing. You feel me? Cause a lot of men ain't got time for all that. It's like, why I gotta be in the grocery line and your baby daddy beating on you, and I gotta interview, ma'am. I just came here for some eggs and some milk. What I look like? You feel what I'm saying? It's like, ma'am, I just came here for a thing of sugar. That's it. I ain't come here to play. I ain't come here to play All Might. This ain't My Hero Academia. I am not here. This ain't the Avengers. This is not the Avengers. You know what I'm saying?
I promise you, my man right here My man right here, boy. Hey.
This is not Avengers Assemble in this mug. I'm not gonna do it. Like I would have to feel it in my shondo. You hear me? You hear me when I say that? I would have to feel it
Yeah.
in my spirits to
Right.
want to intervene.
Okay. So I'm gonna head to the next person. So, brother Min's advice. Okay. So the question to you will be this. Uh, please state your okay. For one, state your age, right? And then uh state your experiences on why you think that this is the last straw of the last straw movement.
Hey, well, I'm 25, um, and you know, just like for me, I've always been very careful, about who I interact with, who I dated. I came from a relatively good conservative Christian family, so they always,
Amen.
yeah, amen, and my parents have always really instilled, standards into me, not only who I date, who I associate with, who my friends are. And even from then, right? Seeing, the experiences of a close friend of mine, right? At the time I was living in Florida. He still lives there, but seeing a close friend of mine dating, this girl who, by the way, I warned him, the same way you got her is the same way you might lose her, because I guess, long story short, he broke up another relationship and got with her. And, of course, predictably, she cheated on him with one of his so called friends, left him for her, right? Now, here's the thing. Usually I would say I told you so, but the thing is, he was a good friend of mine, and, I could tell he was hurting, so I didn't really pile on more hurt onto him. And, you know, long story short, he, let's just say I didn't realize how broken up he was about it. And he attempted suicide. Or I probably shouldn't say that word if, the live
Unalive.
feature that. Or unalive. He attempted to unalive himself. Thank God he's okay. Um, and, you know, a couple weeks later, she ended up messaging me, right? Which I remember I didn't even respond to this message because, you know, she's just like, even though, I guess she wanted me to convey the message to him, even though I'm sorry, about what happened, right? The thing is, I'm trying to piece it together, and remember it. Like, I didn't feel happy in the relationship because, he wasn't doing this for me. He wasn't always around me. He wasn't always being romantic. And I'm like, okay, this guy almost tried to unalive himself over you. And then the best you can say is the reasons why you left him. I mean, to be honest, at that point, it would have been better if she just shut her mouth and not said anything. I didn't tell him she said that because I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I don't think that'll make him feel any better. And when I really looked at it, it just really went to show how heartless and cold some of them might be. Actually, even in my last relationship, I haven't been cheated on. Well, of course, as far as I know, because you never know. But even in my last relationship, I dealt with this. Every time we get into an argument, or I'd call her out on something that she did, it would start to the blame game. Now, of course, that doesn't work with me. I'm a really headstrong individual. And when that didn't work, it would get to tears. And then it would get to the point where how the fight ends is I'd end up feeling bad because I made her cry, and then I'd be consoling her over something that I called her out on. Have you ever seen anything so backwards?
Yep,
And then,
trust me.
yeah, and I mean, luckily for me, I walked out of that relationship with my head high, you know, cut all of, cut her off, her toxic family and friends, and I just left that in the dust. But it really gave me, even though I, even though that relationship really did a number on me, it really did
Mm,
give me a lot of clarity,
mm,
you know?
Mm,
And it
okay.
gave me a lot of, yeah, it gave me a lot of clarity. My situation, my old friends' situation, even acquaintances that I see around them, I'm just like, it gave me clarity to say that, you know what? This is because at first, you feel bad and then you kind of ask yourself, why you? But then when you look around and then you see that this is just so common, that it's just a collective mess, then you're just like, it's like it's at a point where you have to realize it's not really just about you. It's just about how the society is and how messed up it is, you know?
Okay, so I got a
And
question. I got a question for the panel and all the men in the comment section, right?
mm.
And this question is pretty much open to anybody right here. All men. Do you think, or how would you feel if the women today were to turn around? The majority of the ones that's been speaking a lot of toxic things. If the real women were to come forth and say, brother, I'm sorry you went through that. Brother, we love you. Brother, we don't want you to go nowhere. Brother, um, we can do things a little bit better. For the men on the panel and in the comments, what would your reaction be to that?
I'm not
Blackheart, you go
hearing
first.
that. Buy your cats.
Hold on, Blackheart, you go first.
You sleeping, fam?
I don't know what he doing.
Blackheart, wake up.
Paging Dr. Blackheart, paging Dr.
The king of the red pill.
Yo,
Well,
you
you know what?
can't be
Let
around.
me
You
ask.
can't be around Ryan and be depressed. This dude's funny as hell.
You're
Go ahead,
welcome.
Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill yourself.
All
You go
right,
ahead. You answer that right there.
all right.
Uh,
I'll go.
just,
Yeah.
just tell
Okay.
your age, so that way we get a scope of the age bracket. And you know what I'm saying? That's what
Okay.
I really want to kind of narrow down is the age bracket
All
and
right.
how you feel about that if it was to happen.
Okay. Well, for one, I'm 31 years old, and my answer to that question is I honestly would be on the fence at first because I understand, just like from, you know, Daniel's similar experiences. One thing I learned a lot is that women, the majority of them, not all of them, but the majority of them are loyal to their feelings and their emotions. Whatever they potentially even feel at the moment, that's what they're loyal to. Even if they felt a certain type of way 5 minutes ago,
Mm.
and so I would be very hesitant. And even if some of these women were potentially genuine about it, right? And they actually do want to make a genuine change. I'd be the dude to say, talk is cheap. You got a whole lot of freaking showing to do. And it ain't going to be something that you're going to do in 24 hours, 48 hours, 1 week, 1 month, or even 1 year. You got a whole, this is years of correcting and accountability that you got to hold for yourself to even show that you actually even genuinely mean what you say. Because a lot of women say a lot of stuff and they do the complete opposite. How many women you hear many women say that like these Pookies and these Ray Rays, we don't like these dudes be doing this, doing that, but they always physically end up with these dudes. So it's like, it was one thing I learned. Never believe what a woman say. Believe how she moves.
Mm.
So a lot of these women can say that, but it's like, if they're not moving that way, then you were just full of shit. You just wanted these men to come back just so you can do what? Pull the okie doke one more time and then talk more shit when they really go when they go back to not fucking with you again. Excuse my language, but like, come on, no. You know what I'm saying? And I want to I'm gonna add this little caveat on this, and then I'm gonna actually drop down because I'm gonna go ahead and put some food in my system. But in regards to what Daniel said in regards to his friend, which I'm glad it wasn't a successful attempt. A lot of women don't even understand the top 10 reasons why men unalive themselves. You know what I'm saying? There's an actual stat for it, and it came out in 2020 by the
Yes,
CDC.
yes. It's 33% of unaliving themselves. It's right after stress of heart disease, and the number one is homicide.
I actually have an article here, to be honest with you, and these are 10 reasons from 1 through 10 that I found.
Okay, go ahead, read them all.
One, being bullied at school or college or at work. I know what that feels like because I've been bullied at work. I know what it's like to have a supervisor that is just a complete a-hole, and he, has that power, you know what I'm saying? And they just, for some reason, they don't know how to, when people get power, they just want to inflict that pain, that whatever they probably felt, but I don't want to go on a rant about that. Number two, divorce or relationship breakdowns. That's number two.
Mm.
So in regards to what Daniel said
Which
about it,
still falls under social economics.
yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? So in regards to what Daniel said about his friend, yeah, a woman can hurt you so bad and do you so dirty, it could do a number on a man. You know what I'm saying? Number three, history of physical and actual abuse. Four, imprisonment. Number five, loss of a loved one through trauma or disease. Number six, mental illness, particularly where there is related to depression and painful or deliberately or debilitating illnesses or conditions. Number six, no, that's number seven. No, that's seven. Seven. Number seven, not being able to form or sustain meaningful relationships. Number eight, social isolation or living alone. Number nine, unemployment. Us men, if we feel like we can't provide for ourselves, we're going to become down upon ourselves. We're going to feel worthless. We're going to feel like nobody's not going to want us, which goes into isolation again. And you know how the cookie crumbles that way. And number 10, the last one, using drugs and or alcohol to help cope with emotions, relationships, or the pressure of work or other issues.
Half the things you said fell under mental
The
health,
social economics
social
and mental health. Right?
economics,
Yeah.
uh, and basically, you know what I'm saying, your status as how you fall in the pack of men,
Yeah. Hmm.
social status.
Yeah, for sure. And so like, and so in regards to that, a lot of women don't even care about that. And we're told from young that like listen, even when we fall off our bike, right? Fall off our
Mhm.
bike, scrape up our knee, hey, get up. You a big boy. Big boy, don't cry. But a little girl
Right.
falls on her knee, falls down off her bike, scrapes her knee. Baby girl, you all right? What's wrong? Can I make how can daddy make it better? Boom, they get caught off rip. You know what I'm saying? And so now going back to the original question, it would be a lot. The women would have to do a heck of a lot of work to even make some of us men, even believe that they actually mean what they say. And for the men that say, "Man, screw that. I'm still going overseas." I understand it too because they dealt with it for decades, man. You know what I'm saying? this is a like we've been saying this, the things that a lot of the red pill manosphere has been saying, Kevin Samuels, we've been saying this for over 5 decades. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't just happening for like a couple years. Like, no, this has been happening for a while. And some of the men, a lot of them are so tired where it's like, listen, even if you are being genuine about it, we don't care no more. We've been through enough heartache and heartbreak to even want to give y'all a chance anymore. All your chances have been worn out. We're done. We are going to go what we know 9 times out of 10. The women are genuine. They care about their men. They value their men. They value the role and they know the role. And they are happy to do it with a smile on their face. And it ain't fake either. And that's how they were brought up. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? They probably got a lower body count. And studies have proven a lower body count means that a woman's going to have a 80% chance of a successful marriage versus one with a higher body count, which means she cannot.
Yeah, that was
Everything.
gonna be my next. That was gonna be my next question after this round.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that one part real quick, and I'm gonna drop that. That one with the higher body count, it reduces her likelihood of pair bonding and having a successful marriage. You know, by like what I think it was like what 20 or 30%. And the higher the body count, though, the higher the number, the percentage gets even higher. You know what I'm saying, of it not being able to work. So that proves that like the women over there or overseas is that like modesty, true femininity, and not pretty much opening your legs up to just anybody that shows you attention and all that, or certain traits that biologically certain like you know that the hypergamous traits that are naturally in a woman, they don't let those certain traits move them. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? They know how to cut that off or turn that switch off. You
mm.
know what I'm saying? So that's what makes them more pure in our eyes because men, we value purity and, you know, youth and fertility. So the more modest, the more pure a woman is. That's why when you see some of these women, you see some of these videos, a woman from Thailand, Philippines, Southeast Asia, when they talk so soft, so sweet, so calm, so nurturing. It's like,
Even in the African countries.
oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. That too. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just want to put your head on their lap and just let them talk you to sleep because their voice sounds so nice. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man, that's my take on it.
Greetings there, CJ Cool. CJ Cool, I need you to hit that guest button. I need to bring you up here, brother. You need to come on
Yeah,
up here.
yeah, but that's my take on it, man. So yeah,
Okay then, brother. Like I said, it's nice to have you, bro. You can always join me. You know
for
what I'm saying?
sure.
Most of the time, I usually talk about generational wealth, you know what I'm saying, establishing businesses and networks across seas. But like I said, you know, brother, you always
Yeah, I'm
welcome.
definitely gonna get up with you on that one because you know when I retire, I don't want to retire here in the States. I want to retire overseas, and I do want to have a plan B of how I can be able
Better
to, you
start
know,
it now.
yeah, for
Better
sure.
start it now.
Yep. But all right, appreciate you having me on, brother. I hope you have a good and safe night.
All right,
Have
you too
each
there,
and everybody
brother.
on the panel.
But remember,
Yeah.
hashtag BMS.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you already know.
And stay tuned because I'm about to release something out here that was talked about in other groups. I'm about to release it before I close the live tonight. I'm about to release it so all the brothers can be very well and clear. When brothers start coming into your lives and type, matter of fact, I'll tell you now. When brothers start coming into your lives and they start typing hashtag BMS, that means we're no longer talking about those situations no more.
Mm.
We're no longer discussing those situations no more.
Mm-hmm.
Silence is what? Golden.
Golden. Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying? But brother, you have a good one, and I'll leave you with that message right there. And I'm gonna switch it over to back up top to my boy, that boy. So do if a woman was to come to you and say to you, I'm sorry, we love you, we don't want
Mm,
you to go, do
mm.
you feel that it is too late?
Well, I'm gonna be a little long-winded here, so give me some room. I need to cook, right?
Go ahead, brother,
First of
cook.
all. First of all, to those of you that don't know, that can hear my voice, I am a full-blooded Christian. I believe God died for our sins and rose from the grave 3 days later. Glory be
Amen.
to Glory be to God. All praises be. I thoroughly believe in forgiveness because of the fact that God forgave all of us, regardless of if we believe or not, whatever your religious standing is or lack thereof. God forgave all of us of our sins and transgressions. So therefore, and this is scripture, forgive those that trespass against you. And this included if somebody, if a black woman or whatever that was on that toxic vitriol train came to me and said, "My brother, I'm sorry. I want to do better and I want to do right by the rest of them." I would say, "My sister, you are greatly forgiven, but you got a lot of work to do because change don't happen overnight now. Now you gotta mean it. You gotta say it, just like how we're supposed to repent and turn away from our wicked ways. You gotta turn away from that. You gotta subscribe to something cleaner. Well, well, let me get to preaching because I'll do it. You gotta turn away from that. And you gotta subscribe to something cleaner. You feel what I'm saying? It exactly. It's might have said it takes work. And it's work that you gonna have to put in. What did Kevin Hart say? Everybody wants to be famous, but don't nobody want to put the work in. That's the problem now. Is a lot of women don't want to put the work in. They want instant gratification. Instant gratification. They want something that's quick, fast, and in a hurry. This ain't fast food. This is not McDonald's, and this is not Burger King. You cannot have it your way. Okay? You got to earn it. You got to pick, as Dr. Phil said, you got to pick yourself up by the bootstraps and get the water, or whatever the hell his goofy butt said. You got to put that work in. You got to mean it by your actions, not just by your words. Your words can mean one thing and and do the next thing with your actions. And so I thoroughly believe in forgiveness. I try my best to practice it because because trust you me, just right along with Dave, I am a 32-year-old African American male in America, and I've been wronged just as bad as he has, to the point where it's scary. I've been picked on at work. I've been picked on my whole life. I've been what is it? I've been judged by women of my race, of
Ridicule.
my color.
It's ridicule.
Yeah, ridiculed. I've been ridiculed by the stuff that I'm into as a black man. I've been I've been, bullied, harassed, all types of stuff. But eventually, and now, especially now that I'm grown, I had to forgive them because, and this is the biggest thing, forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. So if us men forgave the women for all that for the things that they've said and done against us, that's for us. That is our peace. That is not their peace. Their peace comes from realizing that they messed up and they have to take accountability for their wicked ways and turn from it in order for things to go in a much peacefuler, if that's a word, and safer condition for the black community, if possible. And that's
Mm.
where it starts. And so, with that being said, I 110% would actually say, my sister, it's okay. In the meantime, I'm chilling. Cause like I said, I got me a little situation that I'm talking to right now. And she got the soft voice too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to see where that's gonna go. God willing. You feel me? If it lines up with his will, then you may not hear from me for the next 2-3 years. But but needless to say, um absolutely 110% what I say. Um Let's get right and not get left together. And that's all I got to say.
Okay, okay. Mr. Men's Advice, same question to you.
If they were to repeat that one more time.
Okay, so if women today were to come on and say, listen, brother, we love you, we apologize,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, whatnot,
Oh,
we want you, Uh, you know what I'm saying? We see that that was an incorrect way of approaching the situation.
Mm.
Will you still be on that hashtag BMS, or would you be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give you another chance after
Uh,
seeing what goes on?
well, I think my first question to her is, how many cats do you want? That'd be my first question.
Raise
And then, yes, I would stay on the movement. Because, look, understand this. Them switching up at this point wouldn't be, well, you know what? We didn't know it was wrong before, but we see the error of our ways now. No, here's the thing. They know what they're doing. Like, I think we don't give them enough credit. I mean, even though they make bad life choices, they're not completely dumb.
No, we're just suckers. We're the dumb ones.
Ex- exactly. Like that's the thing. And it's just like at the for example, the types of women that will waste their 20s, sleeping around, hooking up with a multitude of guys, getting ran through. And then when they get to 30, then they're like, "You know what? I want a good and decent guy." But you know what? But then
I'm
when
gonna
those
treat him like
guys don't want, huh?
sorry, dude. I'm gonna treat him like shit. That's the
Exactly. Or it's like, when those good guys have standards themselves and say, "You know what? We don't want to settle for that type of nonsense." Then they're going to turn around and say all men are this or all men are that because one of the men that they shouldn't have dealt with that messed up their lives, and then they're also mad at the men who, you know, are, kept themselves together, didn't participate in that nonsense. They're going to turn around, point their
gaslighting.
fingers at those guys and say, well, he should accept me for who I am and my baggage and my past, and because he won't, he's just as terrible as the guys that I messed with. Where does that logic come from? So I feel like in that whole, we for we I forgive them. I would say, forgive them, as Ryan said earlier, because that's for you and
Yep,
that's for
and
your
them,
own peace of mind.
but more.
But but you know what? Giving them a pass? No, absolutely not. I don't support that.
Yeah,
So I
don't let
think,
us be the
as
bitches,
Kevin
man.
Samuel said, buy a dog and die alone.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's my response to them.
Okay. So, Mr. Matter, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick. We need your age so we can get a age bracket going on. And what do you think? Uh, I don't know what your ethnicity is, but you know what I'm saying. What is your viewpoints on uh basically the black men's silence or the brotherhood silence?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Andrew. I'm from Canada. I'm 33 years old, and I think the manipulation and strategic, subtle takeover of men is what is the biggest problem in our society today. I would say,
Mhm.
besides classism. And that's it.
That's it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And to answer your question, I'm
Yeah,
going to
go
go
ahead. We've
back
been
to
waiting
that
on the
question.
king pill, the king
Yeah,
red pill. We've been waiting on him.
absolutely,
Let's get that man some
absolutely.
clarity.
Yeah, I was a little busy, still doing my thing. But you know, if they were to ever apologize, I would say these famous words. What I would always say: "Nope, too late." Passport.
Fast forward.
Mm,
Nope,
mm.
too late.
Bye, passport.
Because when we tried, and we've been trying for centuries to get to
Yeah.
to that point of where's our apology?
Can't
You
say
want to stick to your guns and stand 10 toes down. So, you know, even I've heard like I've had like there were a few sisters that came on and and made their announcements of apologies and stuff like that. And I accepted them, but I also, it's come to the point of when I wanted to hear these things and I didn't hear them, I kept hearing shame, insults, guilt, and need to be right. So I was like, there comes a point in your life, in any man's life, where, see, men are no longer are going to voice what we want. We're going to tell you what we want by the actions we show, by we leaving. See, like I said before, this is where the BMS movement is about to go, because I'm going to push it. And we're going to do what our forefathers did. No longer argue with them. No longer try to reason with them, because it's pointless.
It is.
No longer ask for their submission. No longer ask for them to be, you want to be a 304? Go on. Go ahead. Go. But understand, my body, my choice, there's consequences that comes with that choice. And, some of it may be karma. Some of it may be life, which to me is karma. But a lot of it is about to be men are walking out. And we're not going to tell you we're walking out. We're going to silently leave. And then you're going to wonder, well, where are these men going at? Where's all the good men? They already are shouting out, well, where are the good men at as is now? Wait till about 2030, 2040, shit like that, where they're already predicting that women about to be single and childless at 50%. See, the numbers are going to show and improve our existence. They saying by 2030. And like I said before, it's going to get so bad that the men that are left in this country, and this is where it even says it in the Bible, it's going to get so bad that these women are going to kill, or I mean, not even kill, that they're going to unalive these women, because the shortage of men is going to be so scary.
Where is that in the
And
Bible?
that's going to be their coming. It says, where does that say it at? I can't remember the verse of it.
Miss Deborah, Miss Met knows where it's at, because I remember them saying that.
I remember them saying that.
Yeah.
It's there going to be. It's going to be so many. It's going to be like so many women. It's already happening now. Even with this polygamous relationship stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you think that that's going 10, 20, 30 years from now?
We got CG here. He says it's
Isaiah 4. That's in
Isaiah. Yep, there it is. It's in Isaiah 4:1.
I'm finna read that tonight, and it's finna be a TikTok about it. Watch me.
Yep. It's already 7 women to 1 man. See that?
In the United States, the statistics is for every 100 women, there's only 1 man.
The devil?
Yes. Look it up. It's in the CDC report of 2021 stated that for every 1 man, there was 100 women in the United States.
Can't fight the numbers, fellas.
Now my next question is this right here. My next question is this right here. And this has always been on the table, and people, I see a lot of brothers, they fight that. They're like, man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But yet, on another side of the field, I see other men saying it does matter, damn it. So my thing is this. Does a woman's body count? Because we're going into a hot girl summer now. So let's be mindful of this. We're going into hot girl summer. Does body count matter to us as men, as real men standing 10 toes down for what's real? Does her body count matter?
You're not gonna like my.
I'm gonna start with Blackheart and work my way up.
You're not gonna like my answer.
Oh, you said does body count matter? Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? Unless, and the only way I would ever hear somebody or even take that into account of saying that it doesn't matter, those are the men that don't want to marry you and only see you as a sex object. Because any man that wants to marry a woman is going to look at her purity, period. Men look at women for beauty, and their purity. That's who we marry.
What's that
Now
verse,
you can like
PG?
it.
PG, what's that
You can,
verse?
yes, femininity is tied to morality. Absolutely. I like that. Remember, I was telling you guys about Miss Gail that she has a YouTube platform that she exposes a lot of these women talking about they getting their passports and stuff. Well, they been doing stuff like that. But they was also doing the stuff about Dubai, how they was allowing men to, put fetuses all on their faces and get them pregnant, and they was coming right back over here and stuff like that.
Yeah, in
Oh yeah, oh
Aruba,
man, they was allowing those men to
Aruba,
shit on them and
Dubai,
everything, and Dubai, all
Belize.
of that. Yes.
Yeah, it's the sex tourism, and a lot of the women that were on those tours were women who belonged to sororities.
Yeah, but they had something. Farrell was telling me that they had a. Oh man, what is this? It's oh, I forgot the name of it, but they had
Yeah,
something like
they
it's
go to
like a.
East Africa to pay for
Yeah,
sex men.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's actual villages and tribes that depend on these women coming in from the on the carnival on the boat to come to their country so they can get paid and work as sex slaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? So my next man right here, men's advice. Let me ask you the same question. Does a woman's body count matter to you? And do you think that it matters to the movement of the hashtag BMS?
It absolutely matters. And that's why I always say that and I don't think that this is happening, but I was gonna make a video one day where I'm gonna tell passport bros who are going overseas, just like the woman that you wouldn't date here, don't date overseas. Because look at it this way, there's exceptions to every rule, as we always know. Now, of course, just like there are, even though they are in the minority, there are good marriageable women in the States. Just like in the overseas countries, there are women that, you know, it's just a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You never commit to, right? Um, and it absolutely matters because it says a lot about her and her marriageability. Because if you have a woman, for example, with a body count in the double digits, none of them are relationships. The first question, if you're paying attention, the first question you should ask yourself is, why did none of those other guys want to commit to you? And I always say this, it's like when you let certain women talk long enough, they're going to out themselves in a lot of ways because it's especially this one girl. Actually, I was briefly talking to the other day, not seriously talking to, we were just having a discussion. And she can name all these guys from her past that she either went on dates with, hooked up with, dated, but and it went well into the double digits, but she could only name one relationship out of all of those.
Ooh.
So exactly. That's what I first thought. So I'm just like, so why weren't you good enough for all of those guys? Because you see, the thing is, good women with traditional morals and low body counts, they are a very rare commodity, like very rare in the US and Canada. So whenever you see those types of women, you know they're gonna go quick, right? Those types of
Mhm.
women, they're usually already off the market. They're gone. So if you have all of those, if you really and truly have all of those qualities, and you're not just capping to look good, why aren't you taken already? And men are pretty much groveling to find a woman even half of that, but you're not taken yet. Like it's just, and you can name a whole bunch of guys from your past who ran through you but didn't think you were good enough to commit. Why? So yeah, I think it absolutely does because, like I said, good women, especially in these countries, they go fast, and they get locked down fast by guys that want them.
Mm. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so let me spread it on to that to my man Ryan over here. I'm just gonna say your name, Ryan.
It's
Ryan,
fine.
go
It's
ahead.
fine. Okay. I'm gonna
Go
do that.
ahead. Go ahead. What do you think about that? About
I
the
got.
body count?
I'm gonna have
Does
to
it
cook
really matter
again.
to this movement?
I'm gonna have to cook again. This time we're making shrimp scampi.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Do I think
Before you
body?
start, if anybody wants
Yes.
to come up, all you got to do is hit the guest button. You know what I'm saying? This is all males panel, so you know what I'm saying. Hey, come up here, come up correct. You know what I'm saying? Whatnot. But go ahead on there, Ryan.
My thing is, does body count matter? It's a yes and no. Okay, and follow me here. Bible say, "Judge ye not, lest ye be judged."
Mm,
Okay.
Hmm.
mm.
Me personally, and this is just me. Not saying everybody else can follow suit, because everybody we are built different. We are made in His image, but we are all built different. The city that I'm in, the city that I was born and raised in, when I was going to high school, we had a nickname. Y'all know what that nickname was? Our city was called the maternity ward. If you know, you know.
Hmm.
We had a ton of teen pregnancies back when I was going to school, high school in 2009. A lot of the women now, I think, are good mothers because I went to school with a lot of them. I've seen how they interact with their kids. I've seen what they do for their kids. A lot of them are good mothers now. One of them that I know closely, she actually got married like several years back. So, but she was a single mother, and she was on that. If you know, you know. Again, the whole thing behind body count. Listen, I sum body count up to being basically it's a part of your past. Now it's part of your past that cannot be erased. Like a lot of these women think that they could be your 304ness can just be deleted. No, it can't. That mileage stays with you, little baby. You can't delete that. Okay? But if you turn from your wicked ways, again, there it is again. If you repent and turn from your wicked ways, and actually subscribe to first, if you subscribe to Jesus, and then on top of that you subscribe to his path for you, you will meet the husband that he feels you so rightly deserve. And you won't have to screw your way to find him. You won't have to date uh you won't have to date Jerome one day and Pablo the next day and then Michael down the road in a week. He will be there when the Lord deems you ready to receive him. Y'all gonna meet, and that's gonna be it. By point blank period. If you fit it, and if you get that, that's all you need. But if by chance you happen to stumble along the way, don't be too what is it? What is the word? Don't be too frustrated, because we all fall short of the glory of God. Some of us more than others. Some of us repeat the same mistakes. But again, if you turn from your wicked ways and do the right thing, then you'll be all right. And so for me, if if I happen to have come up against a woman, not even again, if I happen to come across a woman that had a past but has basically, reeled it back and, got right with the Lord or whatever, and if the Lord says this is it, who am I to push his blessing away? Because he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. It doesn't matter what happened before then, before y'all met. It's a matter of you found her, you shall obtain favor. You shall obtain favor from the Lord. That's all that matters. So for me, body count matters, but not too much. Now, if I run up on a woman that then had 200 plus, it's like, oh Lord, no, oh baby, no, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying? But like that clearly is not it. So at this point, it comes to discernment. So is not a mistake anymore. It's a choice. And you're right. You're right. But a woman that has 20 plus men imprint on her is not a wife, though. I mean,
I agree.
No, I mean,
I agree.
I
how
know where
much?
she's getting that from. I know where she's getting
I
that
agree.
from, and it's dealing with the DNA. But hold on,
I agree.
let me ask Brother Matters, because I got another question here that I really got to ask. So, Brother Matter, does body count matter to you?
It used to matter a lot more back when I was a virgin, and I really wanted to wait for the one and only. After that, got derailed. I kind of lost my own value in it. So I had in my 20s, I had my stage where I just didn't really respect myself too much, and I raked up a lot of bodies. So I think, in my older years, I realized, not only with age, but I guess with numbers, is that I can't judge on other people or hold them to like a standard that I can't even equate to. Of course, deep down, it's still obvious. It definitely matters a little bit, but at this point, what matters the most to me is just how they treat me presently in the relationship, and loyalty towards me, and honesty, and no matter what their past is, I'll always accept if I love them, and I'll be able to move on from it.
Okay. All right. So this is my next topic right here. My next question is this right here.
I don't know if I could do that. That's just me.
Me neither. I can't do that.
No.
But
Yeah, I can't do it.
my next topic that was brought to my attention was to make sure I asked this question here. And this question here is going to be very sensitive. It's actually a trigger warning. Okay? So, brothers, keep in mind that this is a trigger warning. Okay? Brothers in the comment section, this is a trigger warning. So, I'm giving full disclosure that this is a trigger warning. Okay? Don't take it personal. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it don't, let it fly. Right?
All right.
So, Brother Blackheart, Mr. King Red Pill, what do you feel about number one? Do you think that it is your responsibility to be with a woman who has multiple children? Let's say the average right now that's on record is 7 children, 4 baby daddies. Do you think that it is possible for you to be the stepfather to those children and to marry
Hell no.
other men and to be in love with her in this day and age in society?
Hell no. Hell no.
So,
Absolutely not.
so my question is this right here: if we leave our options open, do you think that your moral compass? Do you think that her having one child is a mistake? Let's just say it like this: if she had one child out of wedlock or marriage, you know what I'm saying? You don't wedlock really. Um, do you think that the other children that she kept having after that, and then when she gets to be 40 something, she's looking to settle down after she has these 7 children? Do you
Right.
think that is your responsibility to take her on as a wife?
Nope.
Okay, Mister
No.
Mister
I'm gonna
Mike,
say
what about
this.
you?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
Uh-huh.
I have been in those kind of relationships. I have been somewhat of the stepfather role, and I took on those kind of responsibilities. And what I come to realize is that money that I spent on those kids and the time, let's just say the financial, stuff that I spent on those children while they weren't my children, I can never get that back. I can't, I can't flower a seed and watch it grow and nurture it or teach it discipline the way I wanted to teach discipline when it's somebody else's child.
Right.
So I come to realize that me with women with kids will never happen. I will never do that again.
Okay. Now my same question, but it's on the darker side now, Blackheart. What about the woman that you are with, but you thinking the whole time you're married or with her that all three of these children are yours, but come to find out in the divorce or the breakup that none of them are yours? How would you feel about that?
Well, I think women like that does things like that need to be jailed. I think they need to be jailed. I think they need to be imprisoned
Huh.
because of all the money that those men have spent on children that has been proven that isn't theirs. You can never replace that kind of money, especially to the women that know that those men aren't those baby fathers.
Oh.
Right. Because that goes
So,
into the perspective here in the United States that
right.
23% of the men who are getting divorced when women find out that 23% of them are not the biological father of the last child. But
Yeah,
yet
it's
the percentage want
33%
to
of
support it.
all men. It's 33% of all men in the U.S. are finding out that the babies aren't theirs, and those are the men that were willing to take the test. What about the men that aren't willing to take them because they believe in the woman's word?
Mm.
They don't want to
What
believe in
about
her.
those
Mm.
men? What about those men that are believing in the woman's word,
And she
and
said
then
they're not
come to
yours.
find out that you know what I mean? So
Yeah, my man
that's
said
a
something here
dangerous
very
road.
important. You can replace the money, but you can't replace your time.
Mm-mm.
So if we
Nope.
go by the analogy, time is money and money is time, in actuality, we lost both.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna send this question to men's advice. What is your answer to the first one and the second one?
So about marrying a single mom.
Yes, the first one is about marrying a single mother who has 7 children, 4 baby daddies, because that's the
Oh,
average.
whoa.
That's the average.
Oh, hell no.
Okay,
No.
I'm taking
No.
this average. So people who want to know, I'm taking the average because I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm taking the average.
Jeez.
Oof.
Are you
This is
sure?
the average in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wait, for real, for real.
Brother, you need to come down here and pull the statistics yourself. I damn near flipped the fuck out. Ooh, excuse me. I
It
damn
was a
near
girl
flipped
I
out.
was messing with that was from Atlanta, Georgia too. She got 3. Yeah, I know
Are
how
you
you feel, though.
I, I mean, I know the stats are high, but hearing it still it's it's I don't know.
Making
I'm
Georgia is
baffled.
even worse.
I'm baffled.
Georgia has a cutoff. Listen. Georgia has a cutoff on the books that if a woman has the 13th child, she is automatically the courts will automatically initiate a court order to have her tubes tied, flip fly, and fry to the side.
13's too many.
Jesus.
Should be
I
done at
mean,
like
And
they
then on
have
top of
to.
that,
cost.
child support stops at child 8, I think.
Jeez. My God.
That's here in Georgia.
I mean, I heard Atlanta was crazy, but I didn't know the extent that. Oh my goodness. Holy crap.
Oh
What's
yes,
going
oh
on in
yes.
that
What
state?
you see, this is what I'm saying. A lot of women don't travel these different states, right? To really see what's really going down, what's really going on. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, single motherhood is like an epidemic. It's an epidemic. And all the pookies are still hanging
Hmm.
around and they're fathering children going straight down the road.
And you know what?
These are the same 16 to 19% of the same men in the area that keeps having multiple babies by these different women. So if they turn around, and this is my thing, I'm getting a little bit off topic, but this is my
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Within this hashtag be Black Men Silence movement is that, listen, we're not going to keep when is okay. We can understand that if you have one, okay, you thought that he was going to be the guy, this and that, but when are you going to turn around, seek self reflection, and be like, you know what? Next time I'm a date to marry, right? And then I'm gonna have his child. But what keeps happening is that they keep jumping from Pookie to Ray Ray to Tyrone to Pookie to Ray Ray to Tyrone, or the pulpit pimp, or the conscious pimp. You know what I'm saying? Or the slinging pimp. You know what I'm saying? They keep flip flopping, thinking they're going to get the same outcome. To me, that is the same form as narcissism and just clean insanity.
It seems like the big boys are jumping around too, though, right?
Yeah, they're
From
doing it.
lady to lady to lady,
Yeah, they're
impregnating
doing
them
it.
all,
They're doing it. And
making their
when you
babies.
look at a lot of these women here, they want to live, and I forget the sister that said that. They want to carry a BET movie in their head 24/7. You know what I'm saying? They're walking around here with green hair, yellow hair, red hair.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? They're walking around with weaves down past, you know what I'm saying, damn it to the ankles. You know what I'm saying? They want to carry this facade of the glamour, the diva, the boss lady, the boss bee, right?
yeah. Is that how they're
So,
acting in relationships? Like, why are
oh
the
yeah,
men leaving?
yeah. This is hot Atlanta, okay? This is hot Atlanta, okay?
So when you even look at the totality of the percentage of women sleeping with the like the minor the like the lower numbers of men, it's astonishing that it's only 18 to 13% of men having multiple children with
With
80% of our
74% of the
women,
women.
with 74% of our women. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they
That's
just
a
want our
lot.
babies, like the good DNA.
That's a lot.
I wouldn't even call it good
That's a
DNA. I
lot.
wouldn't call it bad DNA. All I would say is there's the numbers.
Who are these men?
They are what we would call your rejects. Like they are ministry
Oh,
society,
well, that's not good at all. Then the rejects
right?
are procreating, not the
Oh
real
yeah,
babies.
this, and I want to ask y'all a question because this was said on one of the lives that we were in, and we could never get to her to address this question. But I want to know y'all guys' opinion when y'all hear this. That she said that number one, they'll give you two scenarios. Number one, that the Pookie and Tyrones or the jailbirds are more alpha male than those who are classified as today as a traditional man that stands 10 toes down for his. What are y'all thoughts on that? And then number two, what are y'all thoughts on seeing or going to the side of TikTok that says TikTok inmates, and you see thousands of women donate money to an inmate, and all he does is sit there and he collects $30,000 from all these women that say that there's no good men out here. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh shit! Don't get tricked. Don't think going to jail is a good thing, a noble thing. It's not. They're tricking us.
See, because on this live here, this man, he showed his cash app was zero, right? At the end of his live, of the 2 hour live, he ended up with $30,000
Ooh,
Wow.
in 2 hours.
shit! I can't even get 43,000 of my followers to send me $1 each, and
See,
I'm
yeah,
broke.
yeah,
I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
yeah. And like I said, it was perfectly legal. Because I even questioned about it to TikTok.
They're doing
Crazy.
pull-ups with one arm or something.
Yeah, they said it
Yep.
was perfectly legal.
That's what they like. That's
And
what
when
they
I tell you,
like.
and I'm gonna tell you, there was over 1,200 women in that live.
Well, do you think our
Now,
brothers
I
that
don't
are
know
locked
whether
up like
to
they are?
congratulate them or hate them.
Why are they locked up, man?
It don't matter.
Hmm.
Doesn't it?
No, because my man clearly said he's
No.
not out for another 5 years.
But like, what if they're not as guilty as society's made them out
Doesn't
to be?
matter.
That could be the case, but the underlying issues is they are complaining about
The
where are
freedom.
the good men at. Well, ain't no good men in jail. Last time I checked,
Right.
the good men, the good men are the ones that are, the gas station, the warehouse workers, the postal workers. Those men that you walk by every day that are in your DMs that are willing to give you the world, but
The
because
ones
he's
that
not
approach you
six
with
six
respect.
six,
Right.
you know, you don't find them attractive, so you just walk right by them. Yet a guy with tattoos and got his chest stuck out with six pack, you want to send him thousands of dollars while he ain't coming home for another 6 years. That's a slap in the face, and that's what I'm telling men. No longer no longer are we going to accept that. Just
Right.
Right.
simply give them what they want. You
So
want these
basically, the
Ray-Rays and
issues that we're
Pookies,
bringing up,
have them.
the issues that I'm bringing up are the same issues that are being talked about on every platform. What we're saying is, as a collective group, as men, we're saying hashtag BMS movement, the black male silence. Now, I'll come up with another one. You know what I'm saying? You can come up with hashtag the brotherhood silence, the BS silence, right? You know, all in all, is to say this right here. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Now they'll turn around. I'm gonna flip it to the other coin of the side of the coin. The other side of the coin is, oh, well, all y'all do is goo goo and gaga over women who have BBLs and lipo and the injections. What do y'all feel about women who look like that or get those surgeries done? You know what I'm saying? As real men, what do y'all see those women as?
Oh, can I answer first?
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So, first of all, that whole "we only like this, that, and the third" is a deterrent because they're just doing that to deflect. They're doing that to deflect the blame and the accountability. Again, I just want to point that out there because they say that every single time they're backed into a corner, or every single time that this conversation, before this conversation stirs up, they always throw that out there as basically a verbal political smoke bomb to cover their tracks um, of the accountability that they're lacking. Second of all, me personally, I do not care if you have a BBL or not. Um, what matters, because at the end of the day, what matters is who you are on the inside. Like,
Mm.
if
So
you
now, so
met,
now, so now I'm gonna ask you this question.
yeah,
So 15 years from now, or no, it's 10 years from now. So when you get with her 10 years from now, you're gonna have to go back and are you gonna provide that medical assistance to have it removed and replaced?
hell no.
So now I'm gonna ask you this question again. Does the BBL, the lipo, the injections and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Does it matter to you?
it, we'll see. Okay, I see what you're saying. It does. I see what you're trying to do. It doesn't matter to me up until, and this is why I say you should date to figure out a person's intentions, because what Mr. Men's advice said, when you let a woman talk, they will eventually hang themselves. You'll find out more about a person if you just listen to if you just listen. So
But if we listen
um
too long, I'm gonna hang myself.
stop, stop, right, sir. Stop it, stop it. um but like for real though, like because like if I can sense the fact that you're just trying to like use me, I'm going to cut you off before it even gets to that point.
But
And what makes
but
it,
but but she
yeah.
doesn't have to necessarily. Now we as men know that women necessarily don't have to say something. It's already projected as such because let's go with the narrative of the black man doesn't have no assets or resources, but yet she took it on the dime of the state to say, oh, she's going to beautify herself with this grant of $10,000 to $15,000, but not really telling you after you get with her and the way she looks that 10 years from now to go to do a physical to see if it has to be replaced or any type of other medical surgeries need to be done. So by
Hmm.
that narrative, does the BBL movement or the injection movement, is that something that's sustainable to you? Is that something that will keep you around? Is that something that you would invest in? That you would use your assets and resources in to maintain her health on that level to look a certain way? You know what I'm saying? As
I
that,
see what you're saying.
you get what I'm saying now?
Yeah. Okay. In that regard, to use my resources to maintain it, no, because you knew what you was getting into. This was your decision, so therefore you got to be the one to get yourself out in this regard. And before a lot of the women that that subscribe to this ordeal come for me, please understand that you're independent. You wanted this. This is your body. This is your choice. I came in on the literal ass end of it. I ain't got to do this. Now I do anything else somewhat for you, but this ain't it. Cause BBLs be costing how much? Shit. Rent is due every every
So,
month.
like I said, so
Mm.
I always tell people that I put it into two different categories. I put into a category of, oh, no, that's eye candy. Yeah, we might smash, we might pass,
Yeah, a
but
lot
we're
of
not
those women,
right
like,
look.
right, a lot of those women that get that type of stuff is very dangerous to their own health.
It
But
is.
see, women, but see, what women do with those type of women do, they know why they're getting it done. Now they can say it's for their own pleasure and it's for their own enjoyment. It's a certain type of man that they are kind of trying to attract, like
Right.
the millionaires and those type of dudes. That's the only reason why they get those type of those things. They're not looking for average Joe Schmoes like us. So I don't even
Right.
look for those women. I don't even look for those women. I don't be in their inboxes. I don't look their way. I walk right by them. Good morning. See you. Whatever. Have a nice life. Suck on as many as you can. So for me, I
Mhm.
don't even like entertain those type of women because half of the time their personality is just as fake as their asses is. So,
So in this
yeah, no.
conclusion, and I'm reading the comments too. In this conclusion, we could say that when we run as men, if we run into a female who is interested in us that has that, we look at her as a financial burden, number one, right? We look at it,
Mm,
you're doing it for clout, number two. And number three, you just want to try to use me for something to gain something because us knowing that by you having that, you're not really going to be doing anything extraneous or physical, right? So
right.
therefore, we can clearly say within the hashtag BMS movement that we are not going to tolerate none of that, right?
Mm,
We can also clearly say that within the hashtag BMS movement that we're not going to be substitutes for your mistakes of having multiple children and multiple baby daddies. We're not going to
Right.
be the financial support that you are looking for. We're not going to do that.
nope.
We also can say that within that we're not going to tolerate the toxicity of a lot of women who come into a live and off the rip, they just start attacking. We're not going to go for the female masculinity. We're also going to sit here and say that at the same time that, oh, this is another one. What about
Hurt.
how woman dresses in public?
Oh man.
Mm.
That's another touchy subject. That's another trigger warning.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Because you can
how would
never
y'all
tell them what to
feel
wear.
if your woman is dressing like a 304, but she's with you, and even when she's not with you, she's still dressing like a 304, you know what I'm saying? And
Then
she's
she wouldn't
out.
be my woman.
I
Mm,
She
will
wouldn't be my
I will
woman.
check
Amen.
her. She will get one good check from me. It's like, babe, listen, I get it, but not while we together. Okay, because because like you always have to leave that door open for communication. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of men just like cut it off at the, you know what I'm saying? But like as for me, it's like leave that door open because at least you'll know you tried. And if they do it again, then you can proceed to be like, all right, I tried to warn you. Bye.
What's
You know what I mean?
304? Like a little
A
provocative?
3 or 4 is like, yeah, like,
just turn
Uh
the numbers upside
no.
down and you get the letters. The three
huh.
is E, the O is a zero, the zero is a O, and the four is a H.
It's a hoe, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just
Well,
try not to say it too much.
yeah. I mean, I don't. Well, I wouldn't prefer her looking like classless, like a hoe, you know, like on the street corner if she's walking out. But if she looks presentable and she's showing a little bit of
Oh
cleavage
no,
and leg,
there's nothing presentable about what we talking about.
no.
Not at
Damn,
all.
damn,
Well,
damn,
Maybe in
Uncle.
Canada they can't dress like that, but here in the
yeah,
States, we getting the hot girl summer,
No.
and they're already
Let me
starting.
tell you, bruh. Let
yeah.
me
Summertime
tell you.
season.
See,
I
you from
wouldn't want
Canada.
somebody
See,
like
you
that.
from Canada, bruh. See, you from Canada. Let me tell you about these American women. These women are so bold about how they want to present themselves that you
Well,
got
why?
some of these women that are wearing skirts so low, so high, that if they bend over, you can see everything in the world up it.
I
I
That's
think
how
know
that's the
the
type of shit that they
world.
I think
wearing.
it's because
They out
women are
here
actually
wearing
in
They out here
competition with
wearing
each other.
see through. They out here wearing see through shirts, where if you soak a little bit of water on their chest, their whole nipples would be showing.
I think they're doing it for each other. I mean, they're at competition as
I
to
mean,
who can
listen,
get, more looks, more attention, and it's almost against each
yeah,
other. Like they're pushing each other to be
but they'll
one
say that
percent.
they're not in competition. So who are
No, they
you in
are with each
competition
other.
with?
Well, it goes back to
Right,
the saying of their body, their choice, right?
right.
That is true, but we have the
That's
I
true.
choice to
make
be with
those.
them.
You got to make those be known, fellas. Fellas, see here I go again with this shit. You have to make these stances be known and don't bow down to them. You let
Right.
them know off the hand. This is what I'm willing to accept. This is what I'm not willing to accept. That way she can't say, well, you met me while I was like this. You did this and that and the third. Now you got a problem with it. No, because I told you from the get go. I will not deal with any woman that dresses prerogative. I
Right.
will not deal with any woman that's got more than one kid. One kid, okay. Maybe that was a
Yeah.
mistake. Things happen. But now we talking about 3, 4, 5, and 6? Absolutely
Three,
not. No.
three is my. I'm
No.
not
We're
gonna
not
lie to
doing
We
you.
that.
can't we
Three is
can't make
three
Yeah,
our
is
I'm not
my
standards
doing
too
limit.
it.
high
I'm
either,
not
you know?
doing it. No.
We
No
gotta kind of
kids,
I'm
meet in
not
the
doing
middle
it.
no
and
kids,
accept we all have
zero
a
kids.
past.
No, there's brother. There's no acceptances. Women won't accept you for you making the bare minimum. They're gonna always look for better under any and under any and all circumstances in this country.
Well,
Yeah.
You will
Like,
never
hold on
be
one
good
man,
second.
enough.
I'm about to
they'll
tell him. I'm
they'll
about to
find
give
You're
out
him. I'm
one
gonna
about to
day.
give him an
you
example.
you're gonna always never be enough. The women are always taught to look up in the man. So
Yeah, let them look up.
the
So
moment you stop providing for her, don't think that
yeah,
she just saying, "Oh well, I'll settle," because they never are taught to settle. So what I'm saying
Right.
is, you don't
keep your
settle.
guard up. Yeah,
Yeah, you don't know.
Right.
You don't settle. You don't
right,
settle.
right.
You
Exactly.
let
Right.
you let your intentions be known, and you tell them this is what I'm willing to accept. This is what I'm not willing to accept. That
Yeah,
way, when
stick
she
with your
crosses
standards.
that line, she
Boom.
already knows that those are boundaries that
Right.
I'm not going to tolerate.
Right.
This
Facts.
is what I'm willing to tolerate. This is what I'm not. Now you can have it your way. I'm going to have it my way because without me kneeling down and thinking that you are worthy to have my last name, you won't get that ring. Period.
Damn. Good. I
You
like
won't
that.
get it. You won't get it. You won't get
Exactly.
it. You won't get it.
Uh.
Well
Well,
said.
on
Right.
that
So
note, I
so let
think
me give
Mel.
y'all an example. Me and Blackheart was on this one live, right? And this sister came on the live, whatnot. She came in kind of like, saying backdoorish deceptiveness. Okay. Um, dang, what happened? Somebody dropped? Okay,
Yeah,
somebody.
I think malleable.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me see where is he at?
She
I
said
don't
Blaine Mays wants to come up.
Yeah.
where is he at? I don't see him.
He's
Oh,
on
okay, okay.
meanest, probably meanest.
Yeah, yeah. So let me say this real quick. So me and Blackheart was in his live. She came up with the deception, right? And she turned around and said that a man who makes anywhere between we're talking about the average worker. Man, hold on, Miss Freak, hold on, Miss Freak. So the average man would
Hello.
Ratings. So the average man would make anywhere between 30 to 50 a year. And she said that that is not good enough for her, period, because she makes 70 to 80 a year on a good year. And she said that she would not settle for anything less. a man makes less than her. So when we looked at the job qualifications in the area that she's in my area, uh, those type of jobs are on the, you know what I'm saying, the high tier marks, right? So when we look at the single population of that, her numbers were real low. So therefore, she wants the man to make close to 100,000 a year to sustain her. Understand what I said?
So wait,
Right.
wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
So this is what I'm. Apparently, this thing ain't charging too well. So what I'm gonna end up doing is, let me get everybody's final thoughts here real quick, and
Hurting.
but yeah, this is on the, like I said, the hashtag Black Men's Silence Movement. And from what I was told on these other panels, is that we're starting our movement early because of Hot Girl Summer.
Mm.
So understand that if you are a part of any type of movement, what we're saying is that we are going to be in silence as of, hold on, I can look at the date that they said. Hold on for a second. April 3rd, the
Hmm.
BMS movement will be in effect April 3rd.
Okay.
Do I think it's suspicious, Codified? I think it's very suspicious because they're you know what I'm saying, it was all in agreement to do it before Hot Girl Summer comes out.
I'm already doing it. I'm having shirts made.
I'm just
I
minding
am.
my
I'm already
business.
having shirts made. I'm already having shirts made. I just got off the phone with a guy
But
that
yeah, but let's give
we were talking
Brother
about.
Mays a chance to speak his piece
Little
since
Maze, terrible.
he went ghost on
Hurting.
us earlier. But go ahead on, Brother Mays. Go ahead. You got the flow.
Sir sleeps a
Watch
lot.
what you say now.
Little Maze. Maze
Here.
terrible. Hurting.
Oh, my man's gonna go ham. So you, so basically you finna seal him away. My man's finna unleash the final jutsu. He said, "I've had it. I quit."
He said they can't hear you.
I heard
I
him
don't know
loud
why
and
they
clear.
can't hear him. I heard him good. Yeah, what's going on, Black? Oh man, I told you that phone
Yeah,
again.
I can hear him clear.
You stupid. I can't. I cannot. He said, I told you that.
That damn drowning ass phone again.
I'm crying
I
right
told
now.
him, better spray some Lysol with that shit, bro. I keep
Not
telling
the
him,
Lysol.
the Lysol. What? Wipe it down. He might, it's infecting your phone now, meanest, because they say he can't even hear him off of your line. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Not tisk tisk. I can't.
Tapping my feet.
Bro, so yeah.
Yeah, I can hear him, but they can't hear him. The audience can't hear him.
I can hear him too. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's up. Hurting.
My man's finna Brett Favre.
He
My
said, yo,
man's
I
finna
have
Brett Favre.
headphones and I still can't hear him. Dang, bruh. Hurting.
I may actually
Who's
I
that?
may go I might go. You said the 12th?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear, boss. Just send me the notifications. You know I'm gonna be
I
cutting
may
up a fool.
I may do that one.
You know I'm very uncensored. You know I'm very uncensored. Hey yo, you see? Hey, hey, Obi, that certain particular chick, she came up on his live to argue, and I just was trying to shed light to the brother, like she's a divester. Not only was it just her, but the chick that was in the live, I was trying to tell him that she's been known to mass report people, and he needs to be
Mm,
careful because of the simple matter of fact that there were people coming after that certain individual because they found out that she was mass report. Now, whatever receipts and everything that those people have is on them. But I heard the live where they was coming at that individual about them being reported by her. So that's what I was trying to tell him. But I'm like, oh man, you messing with the ops. You got all these ops on there. Oh no, I had to
he said
block him,
the
bro.
op. I
Yeah, I
can't.
had to block him. Yeah, I had to block him. And that's what
Who is it?
this whole silence movement. Yeah, I had to block him. I had to block him, bro. I had to. If
Who
you
is it?
messing with the ops, nah, no. I said no. I said no.
What's his
And
what's
that's
his
what
Yeah, we not don't
that's what
say
I'm
don't say
saying.
names on here.
Yeah, we
Oh,
don't
okay,
say
bro.
names, but that's what I'm saying about why this movement is going to be so strategic on my end because I'm not putting up with it. You're getting
Right.
deleted, and that's what it's going to be.
So
Uh,
so basically so basically so basically we're gonna end with final thoughts. But before we end with
We're
final
itching.
thoughts, I need everybody to tap the screen. Let's end this off
Tap
with
the
10,000
screen.
likes.
Itching.
We need 10,000 likes. Then we're gonna end this right here. Final thoughts
Itching.
is what's your final? We're gonna start. I'm gonna start at the bottom. Just make it real quick. Blackheart, what are your final thoughts? And you can go straight up.
Hey man, get your passports, fellas. Don't talk to them. Don't procreate with them. Don't even engage in conversations with them. You work hard, you bust your butts, you get educated, you link up with some good brothers out there that are going to teach you about financial stability and different cultures once you go to these other places. You got some lovely women that don't mind doing the same. But far as over here, as dating and courting and marrying, that shit is oblivion. And it's obvious that these women don't want that. So go where you are accepted, go where you are valued, and go where you will be celebrated.
All
That's it.
right. Mr. Men's advice, final words.
Just, get on this. Put your head down, get yourself together, and, just tune out all the criticism because you know what? I always say this that if haters that are hating, the only reason they can't hate, or the only reason they keep hating is because they can't control or manipulate you. You see, when narcissists and manipulators, when they can't control you or dog you out, then they're gonna try and make you look bad to others. So just tune out the noise and keep doing what you're doing.
Hmm. Okay, Mr. Ryan.
Um, at the end of the day, you know what's best for you. Um, God knows what's best for you, and He loves you. Amongst all things, keep God first, and the rest, scripture wise, seek ye the kingdom of God, and the rest shall be added to it. If you want to get your passport, get your passport. If you want to work hard, and get it, do that. If you find a solid surety over here, cling to her and never let go, and the rest is pretty much history. Because that's what I have one left before I leave, before I be completely done. Uh, but more importantly, like I said, keep God first and do what you feel in your heart, mind, and spirit is right. Never let anybody else influence you, regardless of who it is. Me, the people on this live. Do what you move how you feel you want to move. Just make sure that your move is the right move in the right direction. So, again, it's your life. Live it. Be and do, like I said, do right, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Black Mage, your final words. We
Yep.
can hear you.
I did. I did. This nigga got a delay. This nigga got a delay. Nah. Yeah. You're flexing ass.
Make it quick, brother, because make.
Phone.
All right. All right. My right. So my final thoughts on this before I end the live is that um basically, like I said, from the brothers that I've been speaking to, April 3rd is the target date to initiate the hashtag BMS movement, which means the Black Man Silence. We're going into silence. We're no longer going to entertain those topics of the gender wars. We're no longer going to entertain it. We're no longer going to acknowledge. We're just going to keep floating on by. We're still going to make our lives and whatnot, based on the things that we like to do and whatnot, but we are no longer going to entertain the rhetoric. No longer are we going to entertain any comebacks, clapbacks, none of that. From here on out, it will be total silence on the agenda. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. There will be a part two to this next week, Saturday. Part two to the BMS movement. I want to thank everybody for coming up here. Thank y'all for let's reaching 11K likes. Uh, yeah, next week Saturday, 9 o'clock, same time as usual. We'll be back on here to do the part two to hashtag BMS movement. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Brother Abdullah, I think I gave you my number, but I need you to if you don't, go to my inbox and or I'll send you my number. Uh-huh. Right. Also, too, as well, if you also want to follow me, you can find OBE Productions on Clapper at OBE Pro 22. I do have a radio channel there. I also will have another radio channel coming up here in about another week or two. We'll be talking about generational wealth, networking businesses across seas. Join me on the Clapper for that. And like I said, I will announce when I do open up my next radio station. You can also find me on YouTube at OBE Productions LLC. You'll see because it's the same profile pictures as here on TikTok, and also too as well for those who want to attend my business consultations on starting a business. You can reach me also within my Patreon account. And if you want to get onto my private Zooms, you can email me. Uh, yeah, and you can email me through the link that's in my bio. You can email me and whatnot. We can link up to do some collabs or whatever the case may be. Until then, I'm gonna say what I say always: Uhuru and Ubuntu to you and yours, and a BB Fahudi for those who understand or not. Peace, love, and happiness, and I wish everybody the same. All right now. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I'll just call him. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Okay then. All right. No problem.